Welcome back. We're ready to keep going through the Lawnpro tutorial, and we are still on number 3, how to make an event, and now we will look at how to create a series of events. Once again, we find ourselves within the John Bobbington filter. We will go ahead and just remove that so we can get ourselves to a starting point. And we will click the new event button once again. And we will choose visit to customer. This time, instead of choosing single visit, we're going to choose recurring series of visits. This is the option that we'll use, for example, to mow a lawn or do a series of leaf removals or perhaps monthly maintenance on garden beds or other areas of a property. First question that it will ask is how often will the visits be counted? And they'll always be counted in a daily fashion, so this one will be left alone. We will not use the every weekday. We will choose the every day, and then instead of leaving it on every day, we will choose it to say be a cycle of every 7 days. So every 7 days we will make a visit. The start date for this we will conveniently place into the future. We'll say that it will be June 2nd. Friday, June 2nd is the first day of this series, and then every Friday after that, every 7 days, we will have another visit that occurs. We do not need to create estimated times, and we do need to designate the last visit of the year because it is a series. So we will always end these on December 31st as a default. If a customer gives us a pre-specified end date, we will use that date. However, they usually do not, and we just use it as the end of the year is how we leave that. If a customer does request a specific number of visits, for example, they only want 3 lawn mows because they're going to be out of town for, say, for example, 3 weeks, then we could also choose here and enter in the number 3. If we did that, it would override the date that we had selected as the last date. But for this example and most examples, we will not do that. So we will come back and leave that there. And just so it doesn't confuse anyone, I'm going to go ahead and delete that 3. Set that back to the end date, December 31st, 2023. Moving along, we have the same visit and title description that we had before. The event is going to be an event that's going to be charged to a customer, so we will use the code word master to begin the series. Second thing is the person who is going to mow the lawn. At this event, at this point in time, we do not know who will actually mow the lawn. We have many crews and we don't know which one of them is going to mow it. So at this time, that will be left off. The next operative word is the type of event that it is. This is a full service lawn mow. Next is a series of codes. The next code that we will place is the frequency in which the lawn service cycle is set up for. That is 7 days. C means confirmed, 7 means 7, a confirmed 7-day cycle. After the C7, you will leave a code in for the neighborhood that this customer is in. I know that this customer is in North Nashville, and I will put North Nashville. Next, I also need to know the price of the lawn. For this purpose, we need to scroll down here in order to fill out the service information. However, we do not know it at the time, so we'll wait on that for just a second. So we're going to leave that blank as we did before. In this example, the customer's name, again, you guessed it, John Bobbington, with 1B. He only has one property, so only one property can be selected. That is 1200 22nd Avenue North. The location is the same. And the color setup for default lawn full service lawnmower service is the color blue. It is the default color that the event will select for you, and we'll just leave it there. As we had set up the customer's property with this event, full service lawn mow is defaulted. We just need to add in the price. For today's example, we will use $50. Now that we know the price, we can come in and enter the price here, $50. Now, what is different about setting up a series of lawn mows versus that landscaping is that we do need to take into account the fact that this customer is likely going to pay for this with a credit card. If they're going to pay with it with a credit card, we will add in the credit card fee at this time. The credit card fee is 3.5%. We will add one line item here by hitting the add line button. We will write the word credit card fee, and then we will do a little bit of math. We will use our calculator. We will multiply 50 times 0.035. We will come up with $1.75. All of the credit card fees are rounded to the nearest quarter, and we type that in there. There is no need to type anything else in at all, just that. The price of the lawn mow, the fee associated. Once you have the total, you will write that up here and you will write it up in this way. $50 plus $1.75 equals $50, $51.75. So that you, everyone else in the company, and the customer knows that they are being charged the credit card fee. It is very transparent. And then later on, when the money is collected, it is obvious that the credit card fee has been charged and the company did not cover the credit card fee for the customer. If the customer does not want to pay the credit card fee, they have other payment options such as ACH that are free, or they can pay with a paper check, which is also no charge. If they choose to use a credit card, which oftentimes they will, the fee needs to be displayed here. The fee will be here. And then if you remember from the last module, the notes will also recopy and paste the service price. We have a few questions here that we can't pass over. Right now, we do not know who is going to mow it, so we will leave the crew destination alone. And my name is associated with all of the default crew destination neighborhoods, so that gets left alone for the time being. Other than that, we are ready to go to hit the save button. Just as before, whenever this is done loading, we will want to double check that the event was set up properly. And because it is a recurring series of events, we're going to want to use the calendar view. When we're finished storing it, it usually returns to the previous view that you were in, but it may also return to the calendar view. We're in the calendar view now. In order to see all of the events that may be associated with Mr. Bobbington, we will try to type in his name there and see if we can get the filter to pop up correctly, and we do. And then now we can see all of the month of May. Month of May shows that he's got the landscaping event that we had set up before for the 31st, and it is in this color, teal. And then the lawn mows that are set up 7 days apart begin on June the 2nd, and then they play again on June the 9th. And if we come up to the top of the calendar using this arrow, we can scroll forward and see that in June, those services continue each Friday. And that is how you set up a series, and that is how you check your work and double check that it's been done correctly, and use the calendar feature in order to be able to tell that those have been set up properly. And that concludes the end of the number 3, how to make an event and a series.